Waterloo greetings and salutations, hunters. Welcome back once again for the very first time to the Thoughts and Crap Show, where today, as per usual, it's your host Anjo here with part A79 of Bloodborne, which is the complete edition. We finished the DLC on the last episode on New Game Plus, because I did do 2 playthroughs for the series. And I say did because this is likely going to be the final episode. Which I have mixed feelings about. I'm gonna talk about that later. Because recently, I've been trying to do, like, usually when I finish a series, because if you're new here, I'll just let you guys know. I pretty much do full playthroughs, like, here on the show, and, most of the time, it's not my first time playing the game. Like, when I do a series for something, typically it's like my second or third, sometimes fourth time around, and on this game it's more like my 30th time around, because I have platinum this game, and it's like almost 10 years old now. It's been a while since this game came out, 2015, and yeah, it's been a while. And yeah, over the years I've played this game many times, and just recently, these last 2 playthroughs, it's been a little bit different. And we don't have any more upgrades or anything else to do, so I'm gonna go ahead and use these. And these. So with the DLC done, and the game mostly done, it's just, I don't see a point using those. Basically, we just need to go back to Murgo's loft. And fight the wet nurse. And yeah, I mean, the first time around I already did the true ending, so we're not gonna do that ending today, but yeah, my opinions on Bloodborne have, I would say, changed dramatically over the years. And I'm trying to remember. Oh, you walked right into that one. Is this a temporary thing, or is it just until I use it? Wait a second. I don't have to do any of this. We have the final shortcut, which is here? Milady. Ooh, milady. Ooh, milady. She's my butterfly. Was planning on just using the hammer. Cause it didn't really work out super well for Orphan of Cost, so I kinda wanted to try it on something else. And what else haven't I really given a shot with? I've used most of my plus 10 weapons pretty extensively, so I guess the saw came pretty late to the party, so if this doesn't work out super well, I'll just switch to that probably. Now that's a crow feather garb. Oops. That's not bad. Doing your disappearing act already? What are you doing? Damn. Ouch. Shit. Yeah, it did not work super well. I mean, it doesn't move super fast most of the time, so I feel like the saw would be good here. But I did have all my best physical blood gems on the hammer. Shoo. I need to move those to the saw. Which I gotta say, Boomhammer is just kinda disappointing. Like, I was really hoping it'd be better. Is that really the best one I have for this slot? Hmm. Okay. Okay, I guess that's the best we can do. What?
Most of the holy and will be
Okay, fine. Nobody cares. I don't know. I think I'm pretty sure I fought Bloodstar Beast. This one. I'm not sure why he's still there, to be honest. Like, I was thinking before, it was because I haven't done like a chalice ritual, but he didn't stay in the house last time either. I didn't do one in the last playthrough either, so maybe I didn't fight Bloodstarved Beast? I thought I did though. So that's the fight where you get the default, the like first chalice, I think. Whiffed it. Ow. Over here, homie. Did that happen during the fight? There we go. I'm just gonna do that now. Why? Yeah. I mean, they don't carry into New Game Plus, and I don't see any reason to, like, hold on to it, because I already used the other ones. So, like, if I did do the thing at the end, I'd be locked into the true ending, which we already did the true ending. So, like, for the sake of mixing it up, we're gonna do the other ending, which there are a total of 3, but we can still get a different ending. I'm a little confused, like, why he didn't do his transformation shit. Or, I mean, it's a wet nurse, so she, I guess.
Good hunter, you have come.
No, but I am breathing heavy.
Dawn will soon break. This night and this dream will end. Gammon awaits you at the foot of the great tree. Good hunter, farewell.
Did he have to set fire to this place, though? Because, I mean, it's kind of a nice place, you know? And I'm gonna do this differently because I didn't do this last time. Oh, did I not give her the small hair ornament this time? It's kind of interesting too, like the what is this fucking thing called? A cradle? Is this a cradle? Baby basket? That's not a cradle, right? Maybe? Maybe it is. It's actually in the intro cinematic, like as they pan down to the street level. Is there a specific... Which one did she... I think it was the church bow is what she did. Very similar. Anyway, the first playthrough I just attacked her immediately. Couldn't remember exactly what she did or whatever. Ouch. Just gonna get a few more blood echoes so we can get one more level up before the end of the game. What? How the fuck did he survive? Did the second attack not connect? It's like, here's the thing in case you guys are unfamiliar with like mechanics of the game. It doesn't staggering an opponent is twofold. You don't have to go for the visceral. Like while an opponent is staggered, like you can still deal extra damage. Like with anything. You just like take more damage. And with the moonlight, when you attack at like close range, it just does more damage if you get the charge attack like close enough to where it connects like the blade, and like the wave still fires off. So like it's a little glitchy depending on your distance, but like essentially you're getting 2 hits per swing and you can swing it twice. So if you get the follow-up heavy on top of the initial swing, you're actually getting like 4 attacks. So like it deals massive damage, understandably. But like it does depend on your range quite a bit. So for the giant pig, hog, or whatever, I mean they're son of a bitch, really? Why? So where are my blood echoes? What the fuck? I don't know why I died right there. For real. Anyway, so it's especially helpful with something with the moonlight, because the second attack, the follow-up heavy after the initial, comes out very fast. So if the first one staggers, then the second one does that increased damage. Like in lieu of the visceral. So that's why when attacking that first hog from behind, I'm just gonna do all of these. It completely it just depletes health bar. Like it's just takes him out. So, because in that situation, I was like, oh, I can do the thing where the first one puts him into stagger and then the second one does massive damage. And that didn't happen. Which again, very confused as to why. So, like right there. Oh, now you have my blood echoes. There we go. And yeah, that's probably why he looks like he skipped animation day when it does fully deplete their HP. And for some reason they are turned around right when they die. Like, not exactly sure why, like it's a little glitchy and yeah, fine. Now we might have enough to level up twice, which would be pretty cool. Yeah, I do think out of the previous Soul, yeah, I know. Out of the previous Soulsborne games, as in before Elden Ring, I think the Moonlight is my favorite in this game, like, because the Moonlight is in like every FromSoft game pretty much. Like, there might be a few exceptions, but it's pretty much in every game. And the reason for that is because Sword of Moonlight is actually the name of the 3D modeling technology used for their first game, King's Field. Damn, I can sell my extra one for 56k? Is that enough? Shit.
Gammon away. Go. Very well. Let me.
Yeah, that's enough. Okay. I'll take, I guess, Vitality? Sure, not that it matters, but a little bit more HP would be nice.
Farewell, good heart. May you find you.
Well, thank you. Appreciate that. So, yeah. Yeah, because initially when they started making Kingsfield, it was not going to be a PlayStation game, it was a PC game, but after a little bit of development time, they realized like no PC at the time could actually run the game. So like, it was like 1993, and then like PS1 was like confirmed, and like You know, Sony, they found out what the tech specs were going to be for the console and everything, and they're like, oh hey, we could actually shift development to the PS1 and it could run the game. So they did. But let's do all damage reduction and yeah, to be real, I don't actually remember how this goes. There we go. Actually, was there anything else? Oh yeah, I did fight the, yeah, Bloodstarved Beast. That's Church of the Good Chalice. Out of curiosity, this is where you fight Rom, yeah? And it's just nothing. Like, this is originally where you first see Queen Yarnum. Like, it's a little strange you can even come back here. Like, I don't understand why. There's nothing here. Although I did notice something. Hold on, I need to find out for sure. Pretty famously though, this game is like still PS4 exclusive, obviously, and it kind of runs like shit. But there are certain instances where the game actually runs a little bit smoother. And this is probably purely because there's nothing else here. But it is running better. Like, right here. It's still like 30 FPS. But like, it's not doing the usual like frame dip and stutter that happens like all the time whenever you play this game. It's actually like a solid 30. Which is still not great considering the Dark Souls 3 runs at 60 FPS on PS5, not PS5 Pro, just PS5. And actually, I think this game ran better on PS4 Pro on boost mode, to be real. But, yeah. I don't think there's anything else that I wanted to go back to. We already went back to Canehurst and talked to the Vampire Queen. She didn't have anything to say for being revived and shit, which was kind of not very cool of her, but whatever. And there were a few optional things I didn't do in this playthrough, like I didn't go back to the Nightmare Frontier and fight Amygdala, because it doesn't matter. I did it the first time. I don't think... Don't think so. Oh, I could check one more time in Cathedral Ward. Oh, there's a picture on the desk. Hmm. And old Granny's gone. You're still just chilling here?
Bossy, I learned.
Yeah, you already said all that shit, dude. Alright, good talk.
Was it a beast? Or could someone from outside have come in and... Oh,
You already said that. About the old lady? Oh, do I have pebbles? Can I try that thing that I read about? Did I sell them and not pick up anymore? Shit. Alright, whatever. Okay, everybody's just having a funny day, okay. Well, I guess my work here is done. I thought somebody would have something to say, but... okay, yeah, I guess we're ready. Okay.
Good hunter, you've done well. The night is near its end. Now, I will show you mercy. You will die, forget the dream, and awake under the morning sun. You will be freed from this terrible hunter's dream.
Now, here's the thing. If just a little note real quick, like if you want the true ending, you have to refuse, and before you do this, you have to use 3/3 of umbilical cord, which there are more than 5 in a playthrough. Or 3. Sorry, you have to use 3, and there is a total of 5, I think, in a single playthrough. Or 4 or something. There's more than 3. I've already used 3 on this playthrough. So if I were to refuse, then we'd fight Gehrman and fight the Moon Presence. And that would be the true ending, but we already did that in the first playthrough, so I'm
Good
gonna
hunter.
do
Now
the
will,
other
you
thing.
will from this. Farewell, my keen hunter. Fear the blood.
So this is like what most people refer to as the bad ending, essentially. But you have to get all the endings to get all the achievements, so... And honestly, it's been a really long time since I've even seen this ending. How is this outside? Isn't this just Yarnum? Oh wait, this is the other... Man, this is the gravestone I was trying to... by the tree.
Farewell, good hunter. May you find your worth in the waking world.
She is there sometimes for you to talk to.
Good. All signed and sealed. Now, let's begin the transfusion. Oh, don't you worry. Whatever happens, you may think it all a mere bad dream.
Ah, you found yourself a hunter.
Okay. Okay. So, considering this is the finale, final episode, don't mind going a little bit longer. And, yeah, we are now on the third playthrough. Which, of course, we're not doing a full playthrough. But there was an interesting point during the credits I wanted to point out. So, because I'm pretty sure I skipped the credits on the first time around, and I'm pretty sure I said that I wouldn't be doing that this time. Pretty sure even if I didn't skip it the first time, I never like skipping the credits in a FromSoft game because like they did such they put so much meticulous work into these games. As the guy's ragdoll like catches onto the carriage. And yeah, it's a work of art, it really is. And speaking of art, there, as I said before, my opinions on Bloodborne have changed over the years. This is one. Oh man, the original theme. I freaking love this so much. By far, it's no contest. By far. Right. Doll actually is not animated yet because this is our first time here, and the first time you come here, Not sure. I think I have the saw cleaver already. Take the pistol. I know I already have the blunderbuss, so yeah. I don't remember if you have to talk to Gehrman or not.
Well, you're just,
Yeah, about that. Asshole. Granted, I did submit, but you know, whatever. Yeah. Still by far. Oh my goodness. My favorite part of this game is the soundtrack. Like, there are a few games where mechanically I may not be the biggest fan, or there may be other similar games, sometimes by the same developers, that I greatly prefer, but sometimes I'll play through a game, like, mostly for the soundtrack, and this is one of those games. Like I said before, I've played this, I've done over, I would say comfortably like 30 playthroughs at this point. And every time I play this game, I have my headphones, I have the volume cranked way up, and yeah, this is why. Like, music is incredible. It's so good. And I just wanted to put like credit where credit is due, because I was curious and like I was looking for it in the credits. It said lead sound designer Tsukasa Saito. If that sounds familiar, and you guys are familiar with the content here on the channel, a little while ago when I still had my flu symptoms like real bad, like the last week of November 2024, I did a no commentary stream for Armored Core 3 because like some people were curious because I was speaking very highly about the 3rd generation of Armored Core. And in that generation between like Armored Core 3 all the way to Last Raven, those are some of my favorite games, like period. And I was like, you know what, I actually, yeah, I actually don't mind not being on mic today because I had the volume turned up. And I was like, you know what, I just want to share with you guys like some of the reasons I love this game, and a large part of that is the audio. And yeah, the composer for that game is also Tsukasa Saito. And I'm sorry if I'm butchering the pronunciation, my bad. But he's the lead sound designer in this game too. And it doesn't say like, it didn't say composer in the credits, but I'm assuming it's like also like the main thing, like lead sound designer, like sounds like composer to me. And also the main composer for Elden Ring, like, and Sekiro, and like Dark Souls 3, and I'm just like, dude, there's not many composers I would put on like S tier level. Like for me, my favorite composer of all time is Nobuo Uematsu, like Final Fantasy fame. And for the legacy and the body of work and everything, I don't think that's going to change, but yeah, I would put Tsukasa Saito right up there with Uematsu, because these soundtracks, like, even just for those three, like, even without Elden Ring, even just like if you told me Armored Core like years ago, like when Dark Souls 3 first came out, and I like when I first played it, I played it a little bit later, like 2017, I think. When I first played, I was blown away by the soundtrack. I was like, I didn't think it could live up to Bloodborne soundtrack, but it does amazingly. And yeah, if I had known at the time, like, oh yeah, same composer as Armored Core 3 and Bloodborne, I would have been like, dude, right up there with Uematsu, man. Like, but according to I think it was IMDb or Wikipedia or something, Tsukasa Saito was born in 1975, so like 10 years after Final Fantasy, 9 years after Final Fantasy. So Uematsu's definitely like older, you know, by a lot. But yeah, that's super impressive to me. And yeah, overall, like, Bloodborne is still a great game. Like, it's still very good. A lot of the problems I have with it are mechanically, like, its performance stuff. Some of the online stuff is pretty rough, as I've tested more recently, like, with some friends and stuff. It's a bit rougher than even like Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin. Obviously, like, it's a bit more refined in Dark Souls 3 and Elden Ring, but like for a FromSoft, like a Soulsborne game, there's a reason it's called Soulsborne. Like, it's right there in the name. It's not quite Dark Souls, but you know, it's part of that same era. It's part of that same generation of FromSoft games. And yeah, I mean, I prefer Dark Souls 2 and Dark Souls 3, but you know, I like it more than Demon Souls and Dark Souls 1. You know? And yeah, if it ran better, if like some of the glitches were hammered out and stuff, if you know, it is a little unfortunate because like Sony was the publisher, and you know, it. I feel like if it was handled by Bandai Namco, like some of that stuff would have been addressed, like, because they did a great job handling the Souls trilogy. Like, yeah, and yeah, a lot of it comes down to lack of patches, really. No, Patches is in there. He's a spider. But yeah, it's things they could have easily fixed in updates. And yeah, it's unfortunate because now with Demon Souls Remake, like, it runs worse than all the other Soulsborne games. Like, it's just, yeah, it's rough around the edges for sure. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe magically we'll get a PS5 patch at some point. I highly doubt it, considering how long it's been, like, considering Sony's the publisher and recent rumors of, like, the acquisition of Kadokawa and stuff, like, it's much more likely they'll just sell an upgrade path, maybe. That actually seems a lot more likely considering Horizon Zero Dawn and, like, some of the other games where they had, like, PS5 upgrade kind of a thing. You know, keep the exclusivity, keep, you know, fans happy by not charging a full 60 for, like, an unnecessary remaster. And, you know, maybe even stuff, you know? Like, they could even add stuff to the game. Like, it... Who knows? You know? I would greatly prefer something like that. Like, if they just did an upgrade path and then added a new DLC for Bloodborne, holy shit, dude. Like, yeah, for people that already own the game, make the upgrade path cheaper. You could sell the PS5 game, can stand alone, and add a DLC for Bloodborne. Dude, yes. And, like, finally maybe hammer out some of those glitches and shit. Like, it's software that already exists on the platform that can play it natively. Like, it could happen. Is it going to? Probably not, but it would be a good way for Sony to gauge the amount of interest for Bloodborne, and they have to know, like, it's already, like, through the roof, considering it came out in 2015. Like, I don't think there's another game that's been on PS4 that long that has had this dedicated of a fan base for this amount of time and, like, is still hungry for, like, for more. Because, like, assuming the Kadokawa, like, acquisition stuff, like, goes through, which, I mean, it's Sony, they don't usually back down on, you know, those kind of acquisition things, especially when there's, like, anime involved, you know, with, like, their other stuff, because I think they already own, like, Crunchyroll and one of the other ones or something. But anyway, it's probably gonna happen, is my point. And if it does, then they'll have all the rights for Bloodborne, so they could easily, like, greenlight a Bloodborne sequel. But I think they're gonna do something with this game to gauge interest. Because that's kinda... And again, like, making a brand new game from scratch, like, it takes a lot of time. But if they supported legacy software with, like, new content that hasn't had it for a long time, but fans are hungry for it, it would just honestly be a smart move. In a lot of ways, and I think fans would be a lot happier that way. Because I'm sure a lot of people would, yeah, just be through the roof. And yeah. Honestly, I think those are the only things holding Bloodborne back. Like, glitches, not great online infrastructure, performance that's shoddy, and honestly, it's kind of short. Like, it's even shorter. Like, I'm not sure, like, the entirety of the maps and stuff like that, and blah blah blah. But I'm pretty sure it's shorter than the first Dark Souls as well. Like, it's, well, Demon Souls, I'm pretty sure is shorter than Dark Souls. It's probably on par with Demon Souls, I think, as far as, like, length of the game, overall size, kind of a thing. Even, yeah, Bloodborne and the DLC, I think, is comparable to Demon Souls. But, yeah. And at the very least, it's one of those games where if you don't own it already, and the complete edition is on sale, I highly recommend it. Even if you're like, oh, well, I heard Bloodborne is hard. I don't know if I'll be able to beat it. It's fine. Like, it's not that hard, honestly, especially if you're not concerned with going through New Game Plus. There's a lot of people that don't even play New Game Plus on these games. They just, if they want to do a new thing, they just start a new character, you know? And that's, I think in this game, more than any of the other Soulsborne games, I think that's a perfectly valid approach. Especially since there's no respecking in this game. Like, you can't respec your stats. And all the other Soulsborne games, I think, have that feature. I'm not sure about Demon Souls, actually, come to think of it. Pretty sure Dark Souls 1 does. And Sekiro didn't really have the same leveling system. Like, for sure, Dark Souls 2 and 3 and Elden Ring. But it's been a while since I played Dark Souls 1, so I'm trying to think if it does. Can't remember. I think there's a way to respec. Don't... Right? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I don't think there was a way to respec in Demon Souls, though. It's been a while since I played that, but even with the remake, like, it's been a little bit. It was one of the first games I picked up on my PS5. But, yeah. Even just for experiencing the story and the world and the music, especially, like, I think, yeah, it's very much worth it. It's one of those games, like, that I would say, even just for the spectacle, like, it's worth it. For sure. But, yeah, I think that's about it. As per I usually do with these, like, end of the series wrap up, like, final thoughts, blah blah blah. Yeah, I'm not gonna give it a score or anything. Like, this is a very kind of like casual review of it. I mean, I don't think 30 playthroughs qualifies me as a casual player, but yeah, I'm not gonna put numbers to things. I don't usually do that with reviews and stuff, and it's, yeah, that's not, no, not gonna do that. I will say at its core, it's another great FromSoft game. It's not my favorite, and I think it is held back quite a bit by its more glaring issues, and if it just got a little bit of balancing patches for, like, some of the performance shit, and, like, it's more rough than the others, I will say. Yeah, because, I mean, Demon Souls got the remake, Dark Souls 1 got the remaster, Dark Souls 2 got Scholar of the First Sin, Dark Souls 3 is, like, got so many patches and is just incredible. Elden Ring as well, like, more patches than any of the other games. And Sekiro was, yeah, amazing. So yeah, Bloodborne just hasn't had as much. You know? Like, it really feels like it should have had more refinement. And there's a few weird things, like blood rocks costing 60 insight and just like chunks like 20 apiece. And farming just being like, yeah, kind of not great in this game. And yeah, terrain things like ragdolling issues. Just random weird, like, what the fuck? Why did that not, you know? Or inputs being very strange and like missed or being incorrectly interpreted. Yeah, but it's all fixable. Like, you know, 100%. So I don't know. But there is hope. And soon, actually, I don't know when this episode is coming out, come to think of it. Oh, this actually might be coming out on the day. Yeah, there was a surprise Bloodborne maintenance, server maintenance thing or something that was scheduled. It's like, dude, Bloodborne hasn't had server maintenance in years. On December 3rd? I think? 2024? And like FromSoft is celebrating their 30th anniversary this year as a game developer. Like they've been around since the 80s, but like their first game was Kingsfield in 1994. So 2024 would be, yeah, 30 years since they came out with their first game. And, you know, Game Awards is on December 12th, and Kingsfield came out on December 16th. So who knows? The cosmos may be aligned for some Bloodborne news, which would be pretty cool. And it's about that time for like Sony to be supporting some of their legacy hardware and like cool surprise update kind of a thing. To really kind of push and solidify, like they need to do, and like they're going to do more, obviously, with like PS5 Pro stuff and blah blah blah, and because so far they don't have nearly enough like supported software, and it's a weird kind of like in between time right now. So yeah, and they just came out with their mid-cycle refresh. So we'll see. We'll see. But there is hope. At least for Bloodborne, there is hope. But and there's a chance like they won't do anything else with Bloodborne. They'll just come out with a sequel at some point. I highly doubt it, but it's possible. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, that's gonna do it for today, guys. I probably should have put up the rant time thing. Sorry, I forgot that's a thing that I have now. But yeah, that is Bloodborne Complete Edition. So, and yeah, I know I didn't really do the Chalice Dungeons thing. It's one of my least favorite parts of this game. Like, it was a cool idea and an interesting little experiment and a way to add more content to the game without too much design work. Like, there's a lot of reused assets in the Chalice Dungeons. And, you know, it adds potential. So, in a time crunchy kind of fashion, which is pretty evident in a lot of aspects of this game, it was a pretty solid workaround. But yeah, I'm not a fan of it. But without the Chalice dungeons, there would be no catacombs, really, in Elden Ring. Because that's essentially the exact same idea. Like, but I think they reworked it into Elden Ring in a very satisfying way. Like, initially, I did not like the catacombs at all. But I usually don't like those kind of levels where it's like intentionally make everything look kind of similar to make it more labyrinthian and harder to navigate. Yeah, and the map only works on the overworld, and would have been a lot easier. Borderline too easy if they had maps for the specific catacombs. It would have been kind of cool if they were like a secret kind of a thing that you could find somewhere in the catacombs, and it's like, oh cool, now I have the map. Now it'll be easier to navigate. But then they would have had to make a map for like every single catacomb, so I'm kind of glad it's not there, because it's also kind of more reminiscent of the, the Dark Souls trilogy, where, well, and, Bloodborne and Sekiro and stuff, where there's not really a map. Kind of just gotta do the old method where you take actual notes, It, a lot of dungeon crawlers, tons of dun. Great anime, by the way. Tons of dungeon crawling games back in the day never had a map. Like, it was up to the player to, just remember or take notes. Try to get the layouts for places. But, it's going to do it for the series. The October 2024 Members' Choice Poll was the one to decide the series that would follow this one, and that is going to be Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, which is finally getting a full series. I'm very excited for it, and there's going to be no gap in between the series, as there usually is in this time slot here on the channel. When one is over, the next one begins, just without missing a beat. And considering I'm pretty sure I'm done being sick, had 2 days in a row now where I'm feeling better, so I have a little bit of symptoms left. But I'm hoping they'll be completely cleared up by tomorrow, and I can just put this illness behind me, because like this flu has been terrible. But yeah, I'm catching up on the schedule and everything. We should be good to go. And yeah. So day after tomorrow should be episode 1, Sekiro. So if you guys are looking forward to that, it is also going to be a complete playthrough. So, and it's a little bit different. I'll go over that in the first episode. What that series is going to encompass, but yeah, it's going to be a very thorough look at that game. So, I think that pretty much does it. Yeah, pretty much. So, but yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this series. Not quite 80 episodes, and yeah, it's done. So, nothing else to do but to do the outro. So, a very special thank you, of course, going out to the amazing people who make it happen. The current Arts and Crap Show members, which at the time of recording is Novellas Draconis and Aaron Schick. Thank you so much for choosing to support the show a bit more directly via channel membership. Vastly helps out, very much appreciated, and it is entirely optional. And if you want to be incredibly awesome like these amazing people and get in on all those membership benefits, check out that join button down below. There's also a link in the description that talks about becoming a channel member in case there's no join button for you. I've heard that happens sometimes. Membership tiers start at $3 a month. It's only 10 cents a day, gets you into all the basic stuff, including getting to vote on the series that get made here on the channel via the Members' Choice polls. It's a thing we do once a month for a full 7 days over on the membership tab, and that is how all of the series get decided. So, as I mentioned, the October 2024 one was the one that decided the series would be following this, which again, Sekiro. The November one is deciding this next Retro Classic series. It will be following Xenogears. And that one is actually yet to be decided at the time of recording. So I'm not going to spoil that because I don't know what it is. And we will have one for December coming up. I don't know when. Current estimate is somewhere in the middle of the month. Not entirely sure because I don't know how much of Xenogears is left. And I do have a rough estimate as to how long the series after that is going to be. It's going to be a shorter one, that's for sure. Xenogears was the first Retro Classic series here on the channel to reach that length. It's usually a shorter thing. And yeah, Tears of the Kingdom is not ending anytime soon. So yeah, I'll let you guys know at a future date. In a future announcement. And by the way, this is an approximation of future announcements from the past, so if you guys want all the announcements as they happen and the bell doesn't work for you, I totally get it, the bell doesn't work for me either, but there's 4 other ways you guys can stay up to date. There's the community tab here on the channel, the Farts and Crap Show Twitter, the Bluesky, or the Discord. I always post on all 4 whenever there's an announcement, so regardless of which one of those works for you, you can stay up to date. And links for those are down in the description, also on the channel banner. But that's going to do it for this episode and this series. Thank you all once again for being here, guys. Hope you enjoyed Bloodborne Complete Edition. And until next time, take care, and I hope you all have a beautiful day.